Warning: the show you are about to hear contains muscular, intelligent, and intelligible sexy men discussing B-movies, and will contain movie spoilers. Only one of the previous statements is actually true. You decide.
So light that fuse and let it burn. There's no escape, there's no return. Exploding heads and synthwave licks. We're deep in cult classic kicks. Low budget dreams that never quit. Every frame a misfit hit. This is the B-Movie Blitzkrieg Podcast. This is Duncan and the Baz. The B-Movie Blitzkrieg Podcast.
Welcome back to the B-Movie Blitzkrieg Podcast, the only show where horsepower meets hot pants, violence is measured in high heels per hour, and the dialogue is delivered harder than a backhand across the desert sand. I'm your host, Duncan McLeish, life coach, lounge lizard, sand dune survivalist, and part-time podcaster. This week, we're going full throttle with Russ Meyer's legendary cult classic, Faster Pussycat, Kill Kill from 1965, a film that dares to ask, what if go-go dancers traded their tassels for tire irons and settled all disputes with karate chops and cleavage? It's a high-octane odyssey of speed, seduction, and sudden violence where Varla, Rosie, and Billie must prove their most dangerous thing on four wheels is an angry woman with a sports car and a vendetta. Of course, I am not tearing down the desert drag strip alone, no sir. This ride demands a co-pilot with nerves of steel, the reflexes of a cheetah, and the unholy tolerance for Russ Meyer's cleavage close-ups. Riding shotgun with me is the only man who dared to drag race Death Proof. He outdrank Tura Santana and once got into a fistfight when a jukebox played the wrong Elvis song. He survived the demolition derbies with Varla. He's been karate chopped by Rosie and lived to tell the tale after Billie stole his wallet and his keys. When he's not dodging side-boob-based violence, he's tuning up his doom buggy and practicing his go-go shimmy in the rear-view mirror. Ladies and gents, fasten your seatbelts, hide your boyfriends, and say hello to my high-octane hero of B-movie mayhem. He is the man, the myth, the legend, the Baz.
Guten Abend, mein sexy Liebchen.
I've never been more turned on than I am
Nah.
this second.
That's about as funny as this episode's going to be. We peaked real fucking early this week, Duncan.
We really did. We really did. I had a lot of time to play around with your introduction because I had forgot. It's been years since I've seen this movie. I'd forgotten how little of anything there is in this movie except close-ups on tits. It's literally the Tits and Cars is what the name of this movie should have been called. And everything else in between is whatever it is. Oh yeah, Russ Meyer is like infamous provocateur of what they class as kind of American softcore satire movies. And this is one of these this is one that put him kind of on the map. Had you ever come across Faster Pussycat Kill Kill or even heard of it?
I had heard of it. I think I probably initially heard of it off the back of the band Faster Pussycat, the American glam metal band who took their name from this movie.
Yep.
But I was also familiar with Russ Meyer, or familiar. I'd heard of him, and I think it was probably off the back of the Videodrome movie series that used to run on the BBC.
Yeah,
Alex,
great series.
What was his name? Alex something or other.
Alex Cox.
Alex Cox, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was where I discovered Big Wednesday, which I think I've talked about before, that Chad Michael Vincent surfing movie that I loved. And I think it was probably through that I became aware of Russ Meyer.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've seen any of his films until now.
Yeah, I own a few that like some of the more bespoke labels have put out in the past. And I mean they're I think at the time when you look back on it now, he's obviously pushing an envelope at the time which was controversial. By today's standards, Russ Meyer movies are pretty tame.
That's it. I could see breaking the fourth wall, if you like. I'm 52 years of age.
Yeah.
As a fucking 14-year-old, I would have probably wanked myself into a coma over this film. Nowadays, with the availability and the desensitization
Yeah.
that comes from internet porn, these films ain't any good, man. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? These are...
It's like a Tudor showing a bit of ankle. Oh, you know what I mean? It's like she's wearing a low cut top. Oh,
It's kind of got that. I think the Yanks used to call them stag movies, which were
yes,
kind of
100%.
pornographic films
Mm-hmm.
in years gone by, and they would get dragged out on a stag night, which is fucking weird. Just all sitting and watching porn together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a heavy vibe of that.
Well, we're going to get into that heavy vibe in a series of segments which are going to progressively get shorter. So let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about the plot of this movie. If there is indeed a plot, we're going to be doing it right after this. And welcome back, ladies and gents, to a segment I've called The Zoom and the Doom. Baz is going to break down the plot summary to Faster Pussycat, Kill Baz. What happens in this movie?
Very little. I've written in my notes here, it says plot. There is none. Leastways none that make any sense. You know, I mean, obviously there is a plot, but it's not layered, to say the least. 3 raging strippers, like really angry strippers, go into the desert after their shift. They have a very confusing drag race in the desert with a very badly dressed man who they later kill and take his bikini-clad girlfriend hostage. Why she's just kicking about in the desert in her bikini, I'm not sure. They then hatch a plan to steal this old crippled guy's hidden fortune on his parched land, all the while dragging this hapless bikini model with him.
Mm-hmm.
There's the constant threat of nudity.
Yeah.
At best, there is a little bit of side boob.
Yeah. 65.
During a kind of shower scene that it's ripe for breasts.
Yeah.
No having it.
It's right for them.
There's another scene that's ripe for a bit of stable fingering. That doesn't happen either. And then, I can't even remember how it ends. I know most of them die.
Yeah.
At the end. That's it. That's pretty much it. There's a lot of... There's a whole lot of filler in this movie.
Oh, God, yeah.
There is a lot of driving about fast in cars, none of which the women are allowed to do.
No, these are
which was quite amusing. You're right at the start, when they leave the strip club, they kind of race off. There's a very impromptu, fully clothed, skinny dipping scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it's clear when you get the kind of like distance shots of the cars racing down the highway, you can see it's men in wigs in these cars.
Yeah.
And then any time there's a close-up of the women driving the car, it's, I'm going to use the term green screen just because it's what they would use nowadays. I'm fairly sure it's just a man with a picture standing behind him.
It's literally, it's someone just rolling like a picture round and round so it makes it look like they're moving.
So I don't know if maybe ladies weren't allowed to drive in those days in America. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, that's about as interesting as this film gets.
Well,
have I missed any key plot points there, Dunk?
Not really, no. You actually delivered about 2 minutes longer than I thought you were going to.
That's just because I'm trying to finish I was letting my pint settle, but it's settled now, so...
You're like, come on, settle. Right, let's not waste time here. Let's get into the top 5 rad, sad, and bad moments, and let's see if we can name any of them that don't involve cleavage. We're going to be doing that right after this. And welcome back to a segment I've called The Cleavage and the Carnage. We're going to break down the top 5 rad, sad, and bad moments in this movie. Baz, what you got for me?
Few and far between, my friend. There are no bad, because the whole thing is bad. Right? So I mean, I've just got to take that as read and move on. The first rad thing I've got is their obsessive overuse of the word baby.
Oh yeah, baby.
It's very Austin Powers, baby. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was mildly amusing, although it does start to grate after a while.
Mm. Yeah, I don't think so. Infamously, Russ Myers ends up working. I'm trying to remember what one it is. Is it Beneath the Valley of the Dolls? I can never remember. And Roger Ebert, the famous film critic, actually wrote the script for that movie. And then you see all the horror movies that Roger Ebert slated because they didn't have great stories. And then you remember he wrote that movie. And you're like, the lady protests too much. I'm going to kick off here straight away with a rad moment. The intro, I love the intro of this movie. It is like if someone wanted for me to describe what Russ Meyer's view of the world is, I would play the first 5 minutes of this. It's go-go dancing, it's revving engines, it's basically everything that in 1965 your parents are telling you not to get involved with. You're like, women will lead you down the wrong path. Don't drive your car fast. Don't live fast and die young. Live long and be boring. It's like literally the voiceover and all the rest. It is 100% the epitome of Russ Meyer, but it's also the first 5 minutes is really just the movie, and then it just continues to extend with various thin subplots that really don't matter. So that is my rad. That's the old intro.
I quite like, and that it's rad, the spontaneous solo go-go dancing that goes on a lot through this. Particularly our blonde protagonist. I can't remember their names. I mean, the 3 girls in it, they're quite different. They're all raging. I mean, they're all angry, but it comes out in very different ways. The leader is psychotic. The other the one with the really bad accent, is she's like one of those violent, vicious lesbians. Do you know what I mean? That wants to hurt you for having a penis. And then there's the crazy drunk whore, basically. And she will break out into a go-go dance at the drop of a hat. Doesn't matter where she is, what she's wearing, whether there's music or not. Doesn't matter. She'll just get down. She's a groovy chick.
She's the Audrey Horne of this movie. Audrey Horne from Twin Peaks. She just danced to the music that's in her head. No one else can hear it, but it doesn't matter. Varla as a character is kind of awesome in this one because, like, she consistently shows, and this is bad from a story point of view, rad from a character point of view. So everyone in this movie colossally underestimates how against being told what to do she is. But yet everyone in this movie spends an inordinate amount of time, whether you're the character of Tommy or the old man, trying to win her over, trying to appeal to something that she's never shown an inkling of, like even remorse, like capitulation, anything. She doesn't have it in her fabric, but they spend a huge amount of time trying to do this. And what I kind of love about it is that, like, it just pisses her off even more to the point that she will run you over and she will kill you because that's how she rolls. So it's a bad because, like, characters would learn not to try and deal with her, but it's also a bad because she's footloose and fancy free, Baz. Footloose, fancy free.
That she is. Do you know what's sad?
What's sad?
What's sad is that we don't have the same format that we had in the podcast Under the Stairs, where I was able to flex my nickname making muscles. If I was allowed to do that in this podcast, do you know what nickname I came up with?
Oh, please tell me what nickname you came up with.
Penelope Tits Don't Stop. That's her little blonde friend. So that was wasted, because we don't do that on this bloody show.
Yeah, it's not as if we've started bringing it up on every episode and forcing me to try and get AI to create images when it tells me it can't create things with explicit content, so I have to get creative with the words that I have to use that aren't words like tit. Thanks, Baz.
You need to go on that dark web AI, my friend. That's what you need to go on.
No, I don't want to put a hit out on my friend. What I want is an image for my podcast. Yeah, like you mentioned it earlier on, it's kind of bad. This movie is about kick-ass, shit talking, no bullshit taken, like go-go dance avenging women who drive fast cars, except they don't drive fast cars because, as Baz pointed out here, and through the passage of time, technology has got better, that we can see that it's clearly wigged men. It's, like, and that to me is a bit of a, I understand for the time and whatnot, but at moments where they speed up the cars for the stunts where they're running over someone, they clearly just speed up that scene like they did back then to make it look like the cars are traveling a lot faster. Just speed up the really the film. They could have just had the women driving ordinary and just sped it up. And I kind of feel like that's cheating the audience, but it's doing a disservice to whatever message this movie is attempting to try and have. So yeah, it comes under the bad for me. It's like let the women drive, for fuck's sake. It's 65. You know what I mean?
Indeed. The only other thing I've got that was rad is there's quite a lot of close-up, crotch-centric camera work.
Good day to be a cameraman.
Yeah. What a camel hoof. Yeah, but I'm not going to lie, that this film just kind of passed me by. Like I said, I can't even remember how it fucking ends. I know they all die. Yeah, this one.
Can I name this episode something punny with camel hoof? I don't know. I'm going to have to try one of that.
Sure you can, my friend.
If someone can do it, if anyone can do it, I can do it. Yeah, I don't know. The only other thing I was going to mention is the futility of the old man in the chair. I don't get it as a character. As you mentioned, he has a secret fortune, and he doesn't appear to be spending any of it. He lives in the most tired, ridiculous place in the middle of nowhere with no hope at all, but apparently a fortune.
I kind of took that as some artistic attempt to show the feeble impotence of man being crushed under the go-go boots of these hot strippers. I'm maybe doing Russ fucking Meyer. You're
giving this man way too much credit right now, and I love it. I love it. Right, ladies and gents, so we're gonna zip right out of this one here, and we're gonna move to our next segment, which is lines from the movie. I'm not gonna lie. Most of them have baby in them, so let's see if we can get through ones that don't. We're going to be right back to do that right after this. And welcome back to a segment that I've called Lines in the Fast Lane. These are some of the best lines from the script of the movie. It kind of peaks early for me, right? like genuinely kind of peaks early. When you open your movie with "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to violence," my dick gets hard, right? Regardless of what's coming on the screen next, it's like, yes, come on! It's a great way to open it. The movie maybe doesn't live up to that.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of tepid balance. So it's that way where like people post those it's like Facebook and Instagram and all like that. Vicious animal fight, and it's two puppies wrestling over a toy with dramatic music in the background. That's kind of the welcome to violence of this movie. But there you go.
This film is just all titillation. It's just all kissing the tip. Do you know what I mean?
It's in the tit. What you got?
One that I chuckled at was, all right, you are washed. Now am I gonna spin you dry, you said in this weird hokey Italian accent by a woman who just had a cat fight in a river for no fucking reason at all. Do you know what I mean? All right, you've washed me, I'm going to spin dry you. What?
That's so bad. I don't want to go to an Italian restaurant with you in that character now. Oh,
That is
man.
how I order as well.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I mean, I don't know if I don't know if it's a great line, but go baby go. I got the bug, and I'm going to shake it before I end up put in a box. Yeah,
Yeah.
you shake it. Well, you know what would be greater? See if you could shake it without your top. That would be
It'd shake
better.
better. Yeah, like all the dialogue is like that. Like it's a
Baby,
whole
yep.
film of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
One bit that I did like as well, there was when they're at a gas station and there's this like 70-year-old man pumping gas into their car, and he says, "That's what I believe in, seeing America first." And the leader of the gang was like, "You won't find it down there, Columbus," because he's just leering right down our top. And I thought that was actually quite funny, and you deserve a wee
Tip of the fez.
hat there, tip of the fez.
Oh, tip
on
of the
your
fez, man.
sassy talk.
That's high praise, ladies and gents. I think that's the first time we've had the tip of the fez on B-Movie Blitzkrieg. I wonder if it'll ever happen again.
It's a bit like the Paul Hollywood handshake. In the Great British
It's exactly
Bake
like the Paul Hollywood handshake. I have nothing else. I was doom writing. I just kept going back to these lines are all awful and why do they all have baby in them? You said you have one more?
I do have one more. They let them vote, smoke and drive, even put them in pants. What do you get? A Democrat for president. In the current political climate in America, do you know what I mean? Half our
60
listeners,
years on. 60 years on.
half our listeners are rock hard. Now that I've said that, do you know what I mean? And the other half have probably unsubscribed from the feed.
So this movie's 60 years old and it's bang on the money. Right, ladies and gents, we're gonna zip right out of this. We're gonna move to plot holes. We're gonna be upfront and honest. I have a couple of things here. When you ain't got no plot, it's very hard to find holes.
When your plot's just one big hole. Then throw me a fucking rope.
We could be back to discuss it right after this. And welcome back, ladies and gents, to a segment that I've called "This Narrative's Got a Flat." It's the best. Baz, you told me before we started recording, you're like, "Listen, I have nothing here," and I really don't have anything which isn't like really pedantically picking at something that doesn't really exist. And like my plot holes are. They do a lot of driving here. There's very little refilling, as you mentioned. There is a scene where they do it, but they get a lot. For fast race cars. They get a lot of miles out of that tank.
Yeah,
right. So that bit of a plot hole. Second thing is, why do they all know judo and martial arts? Is that like in '65? Were you at risk as a stripper that you had to learn self-defense and martial arts?
I'd imagine you were at a great deal of risk. In fairness, but I don't know if they would have. I think it was just accepted. Sexual assault on women. Part of the course. Do you know what I mean?
I'll train you in judo. It's just weird. Like, it's one of those things. Like, once again, I don't want to throw too much. In modern movies, that's a kind of given as a kind of cheesy wink and a throwback to, of course they all know martial arts. But in this one, it's just like that's like, for people that have learned self-defense, which teaches discipline, they're very angry.
Very angry. So angry.
So angry. Why are they so angry?
The only thing that naturally just popped out of my head, the hostage's complete inability to escape from these people is baffling.
All the way through the movie, there are points where you're like that. No? Just go.
Yeah. They've already killed your boyfriend. I mean, he deserved it, the way he fucking dressed.
You can leave. I mean, you are free. Because you're just trading out one for another. Right, let's move on, Baz. We're going to score this bitch and get out. We're going to do it right after this.
Here, my friend.
And welcome back to a segment that I've called Rated V for Vroom and Violence. We're going to score this movie out of 5. Baz, it sounds like you had a bit of a time. The question is, was it a good time? What are you giving this out of 5?
I'm sorry. I'm giving it a 1. I didn't enjoy the film at all. Now, the reason I'm not giving it a harsh 0 or a half or anything like that,
Yeah.
I'm sure there are cinephiles like your Alex Coxes of the world out there
Yep.
that, there'll be things in this film they appreciate or things that were revolutionary about it for the time.
The editing in this movie is incredible for the time. Like, the way it's cut together is excellent.
But in the grand scheme of things, as a film to watch in this day and age, it can get in the fucking bin. So it's a win for me, and I won't ever watch it again.
I'm marginally higher than you. I give it a 2 out of 5. Yeah, it's not great. Like I say, I can respect it for what it is. Believe it or not, it is very much on the cutting edge of. It's using techniques that have become like common parlance in action movies. Even some of the car sequences for the time are like relatively cutting edge. But like, if you take that out of this movie, there is nothing here. Like at all, really, to merit the runtime. And this isn't a long movie either. It's just over an hour and 20 minutes, and it doesn't really need to be that. So 2 is where I am coming in. Baz is giving it a 1, and with that, let's bring this in for a close. So, ladies and gents, that is us at the end of our high-octane hot pant odyssey. And we've all run out of fuel on our Faster Pussycat Kill review. A film that proves the future is female, ferocious, and frequently fallacious. Huge thanks to my Baz. My Baz. No, your Baz. My Baz. Every podcast wants a Baz. Can't fucking have him. He's mine. He managed to survive the slap, the scream, and the sudden rush of blood from his brain to his, well, you know. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you find your cult classics on a cassette tape. And if you really want to make Varla proud, leave us a 5-star review. Next time on the B-Movie Blitzkrieg. Oh, yes. We're doing Ken Russell. We're trading our muscle cars for mythological monsters with Ken Russell's Lair of the White Worm from 1988. Expect pagan snake cults, Hugh Grant before he became Prime Minister of Love Actually, and enough worm imagery to make you swear off spaghetti forever. Until then, keep your engines hot, your eyeliner sharp, and remember, here at the B-Movie Blitzkrieg Podcast, the bizarre meets the brilliant, one B-movie at a time. Say goodbye to the listeners, Baz.
Auf Wiedersehen, meine Liebchen. I'm off to lube up the shaft of my Panzerfaust, and I'll catch you all over the border. Blitzkrieg!